Well, you read the title right. I am selling the Scamp. I know. I know that this might be a surprise to a lot of you. It was a little bit of a surprise to me as well, but I want to share with you in this video why I'm selling the Scamp and what kind of led to that decision. And then of course, what's going to happen next. If you've been following my journey for a little while, you know that the Scamp trailer has been a part of my story, especially as I ventured back into full-time travel after taking a couple of years off. And honestly, I've been sitting on this decision for about a month now, going back and forth on what I want to do. And sometimes I feel like life presents circumstances in your life, like the Ford SUV breaking down, that kind of gives you a little nudge in the direction that you are already considering. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. And by the way, before I get into why I'm selling the Scamp and also what's next, I just want to tell you how much I love the Scamp. And by the way, this is not the Scamp. I'm still in New York with my friends Mark and Grant, and this is their Airstream on their beautiful property in the woods. It's like having my own little, forested boondocking park over here. It's so amazing. So I'm extremely grateful for them for allowing me to come out here and hang out with them while I'm resolving all of these things that are going on. The Scamp has been absolutely incredible. It's so lightweight. It's very easy to tow. I know that's a question that I get a lot from people is how is it backing up and how is it towing? Once you practice and you're doing it, it really comes easily, I think. And I had so much fun really customizing it and making it truly mine. I added these cute curtains that just make the whole space feel cozy and personal. And I put in this lovely kitchen backsplash that every time I looked at it, it makes me smile. But the thing I'm most proud of is converting that top bunk, which, let's be honest, I was never going to use, into this fully functional, comfortable couch with this cute little wedge backing. And with a 360-degree swivel lagoon table, I eat here, I work there, and I also use it to just sit and journal. It's also allowed me to keep the dinette table down full time as this incredibly comfortable bed. I love that I created this perfect little space that was completely tailored to how I live and I work. And it was like having this tiny home that I pull behind my SUV and can take anywhere with me. So I just love how beautiful it is and the adventures that we went on in this short time. And it is totally a boondocker's dream. I completely set it up that way. I also have a full video tour of the Scamp, and I'll link down in the description so that you can click on that easily and get a look at it yourself. And I'll include all of the details of selling the Scamp also down in the description so you have that. All right, so let's get into why I'm selling the Scamp. But first I want to take you back to Vancouver, Washington, where I was living the last year up to May of this year. And I just started to get this itch again, this itch to travel. And I thought, am I really going there again? Do I really want to travel full time again? Because I had already taken 2 years off. I lived in Texas for a year to be near family, and then I moved to Vancouver, Washington, which I just love that particular area. I already purchased the Scamp last year and thought, I would use it for part-time travel. So I already had it. I was already customizing it and kind of making it my own. So it was a pretty easy process to just decide to go ahead and move out of it when my lease came to an end at my apartment and move into the Scamp and go travel. So I felt like it was something that I really needed to pursue and figure out, is this really for me again? So I listened to that desire and I went for it, which is what I do a lot in my life. What I discovered is that while I still love to travel, I feel like I want something that's a little bit more grounding and stable and allows me to really pursue those creative endeavors that I love in my life. This is the part of slow living that really speaks to me. It's also about figuring out what it is that you really want in your life and what's going to make you the happiest. And if that means going out and taking a leap of faith and figuring out if this particular path is for you, then you go for it. And if you decide along the way that it's not, you can adjust. And that's where I'm at right now. And then here's where life steps in. My SUV broke down. So I guess with the SUV breaking down, it just made that decision to sell the Scamp and do this other thing that I I want to pursue a little bit clearer to me. There's also a second component to this on why I want to sell the Scamp. It's one of those things where I've been very vulnerable with you guys in my channel and sharing the ups and downs and the struggles and just the things that happen in everyday life. That's also what I want to talk to you about right now. Is the second component is that my anxiety has been through the roof again. Now, this happened in 2022 to me for a variety of reasons. It was an accumulation of a lot of things. During the time that I was off the road for 2 years, taking a break, feeling burned out by just a lot of things in life, I didn't have that anxiety anymore. And that has crept back up since I started traveling full time. It has nothing to do with the Scamp. It had nothing to do with the van back then, which is what I was traveling in before. It has something to do with what's going on in my life. And so I need to basically get that figured out and figure out what's going on. I truly believe listening to your gut, and I believe that this anxiety that I'm experiencing, it's my mind and body telling me that this isn't the right path for me right now and that I need to do something different. Even when I thought that it was the right path for me. But again, it was just something that I had to try out. So I'm listening to that. I'm listening to my gut. I'm listening to my mind and body to make change. I have learned to listen to those signals even when they don't sometimes make logical sense. And this is one of those times when sometimes it doesn't feel like it's logical sense. When I just started back into this full-time traveling again, just back in May, and it's now September. So I really questioned myself when all of this started coming up. I really did ask myself, like, what is wrong with you? Why are you feeling this way? And I had to really evaluate it to determine, was this just me having like low-level anxiety and getting back into traveling, which sometimes happens when you first start out, or was it truly something different? And I do feel like it is something different, and I need to listen to that. I could have pushed through all of that. I could have overridden my feelings and said, you know, nope, I'm going to stay in full-time travel and just keep staying that course and work through all of the issues that I'm having right now. But I don't really feel like that's what intentional slow living is about, and it doesn't feel authentic to me to do that. I want to be, you know, honest with myself and do what's truly right for me. And if that means changing course despite what I wanted before, then that to me feels authentic and feels honest and honor what my mind and body is telling me and not just ignore it. Now that we have all that out of the way, I want to talk about what's next for me and for the channel. So I'm not abandoning slow living at all. My channel, even with the Scamp, is all about slow living. Even though the mode of travel or the mode for me of living was the Scamp, the slow living and the intentional choices and the simplicity and the minimalism is truly authentic to slow living and how I want to live my life. So that is not changing at all. The channel will still be all about that. You're still going to see those vulnerable experiences, the authentic storytelling. I'm still going to travel, but I'm going to do it in a more grounded way that really fits, I think, who I am and what I need in my life. And I think that this is probably going to be a lot more relatable to so many more of you who are also going through some similar experiences. So I'm very, very excited about this new chapter and where this takes me, where it takes you all, and how we connect as a community. I take pride in how we've all built this community together, and I'm so proud of how you all show up to the comments in the videos and share your own stories and how my videos have affected you. And I just truly love that, and I value that so much. So that will all still be there, and we will continue down that road together. I know that you probably want a little bit more details, and I'm being a bit vague. It's on purpose because I still don't fully know everything yet. I'm getting there, and I will share with you what that looks like when the time is right. But just know that it's a bit of a process right now. I have a lot to navigate with figuring out selling the Scamp, figuring out what's going on with this Ford SUV, which by the way, they still haven't fixed. They still don't know everything that's wrong with it, and I just don't know what's going to happen with that. So that's a whole other story, but there's a lot to navigate through right now. And I don't have a home to deal with all of this and just hang out there while I'm figuring it all out. Thankfully, Mark and Grant have allowed me to stay here so I can figure it out here. I guess right now I'm just kind of trusting the process and taking it day by day and figuring out what my next steps are as I get information and as I start thinking through the details of what's going to happen. If you are interested in buying the Scamp, I've put a link to the Facebook Marketplace listing that I made so that you can check out all of the pictures, all of the details about it. It has the price. I'm also saying, you know, give me your best offer as well. It has all of the customizations and all of the optional items that you can purchase as well that I have if you're interested in those, but I have that all listed out. So that's a link in there. And I also have a link in the description that has the Scamp video tour that I did several months ago that shows everything that I did in the Scamp, all the customizations and everything inside and out. So that'll give you a really good full detail of what this looks like, what it is to live in it. And of course, if you check out some of my other videos, you can see what it's like living in it full time. Maybe you're just a weekend warrior and want it for that as well. I've also put it in the pinned comment of this video as well, so you can quickly get to it. The Scamp is actually in Carson City, Nevada, where I broke down with my SUV. The Scamp did not break down, by the way. It was only the SUV. Scamp is amazing. It's perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. I also have a list of all the things that I do for maintenance on it and what I've done, and you know, just to keep it nice and working, seals, wheel bearings, all of that stuff in there. I don't have a truck to tow it, so it would be ideal if someone actually comes to Carson City, Nevada to pick it up. I have to still go back to Carson City and clean it out and get ready. So what I'd ideally like to do is book some appointments for people to come out there and meet me if you are interested, and then I'll fly out and do all of that with you and show it to you and get you hooked up and get on your way so you can start your adventures as well. I love that the Scamp gave me so much adventure over the last couple of years. Even though you guys have only seen me in it since May, I did buy it last year and took it from Minnesota to Texas to New Mexico to the East Coast and back to the West Coast, and had so much fun in it over that time period. And then of course, all my adventures this year. So I'm really hoping that someone who has that spirit of adventure too will take her and do her well and have those moments and all of those beautiful stories that they're going to tell on their adventures as well. Next week will be a regular vlog, and we'll pick up where I left off, where I was flying out here to New York to see Mark and Grant and kind of wait all this out and figure things out. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.